Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. This is Taylor from thetradinganalyst.com. We're going to take a look at the market here. Hope you had a great weekend. So let's kind of get into it. So first and foremost, we finally resolved higher out of this sideways range that we've been trading in for quite some time. So I'm going to kind of take a broader term view here, longer term view. And then I'm going to kind of boil it down into the more recent action and give you guys some specific levels here to watch for this coming up week. Okay, so first and foremost, again, like I've been saying, we've been making higher highs and higher lows. Here's a low, here's a higher low, and here are some higher lows right here as well. Here's a high, here's a higher high. Okay, we are in an uptrend. This is a bullish uptrend. So, and like I've been mentioning here, the more likely direction that we were going to resolve out of this sideways range was to the upside. Okay, if you've been watching CNBC and reading too much news out there, you probably got scared out of your position. Everybody was talking about recession, recession, recession. Notice how right now those headlines are starting to dissipate. Okay? Notice how you're not really seeing those headlines about recession anymore. Now, why is that? Why is that? Well, you can probably figure it out for yourself, but it's funny how price just a little bit higher in the S&P 500 and everybody stops talking about a recession. Okay, we were down here and everyone's saying, you know, we're going to go into a recession, the economy's bad, yada, 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 and here, now nobody's talking about that. Okay, so I guess everything wasn't that bad. All right, so that's why it's important to not pay attention to the news. Okay, don't follow it, don't look at it, don't do anything about it. Okay, because if you do, you're going to get your money taken from you. Essentially, it's costing you money. Okay, it's more than just a distraction. It's literally costing you money. Okay, so the other thing that I want to kind of point out too is that a lot of people were expecting some kind of big down move, and I've been saying this, I'm not just saying this in hindsight, I've been saying this for many, many months, okay, is that this big down move that we saw in October through January, right here, was one of the biggest moves we've seen in a long time, to the downside, okay? The only difference between this and a lot of other bear markets is that it takes a lot longer to do this much damage. Okay, this was almost a 20% move down. Most bear markets are about 20% to 30% of a down move. Okay, the only difference between this bear market right here and other bear markets is that it was very quick. Okay, we went lower at a very rapid speed. Big dump here, and then a little sideways trading, and then a big dump here, okay? Super, super big down move in a very short amount of time. Okay, this was about, what, 3.5 months, something like that. Most bear markets that do about 20% to 30% damage, same as this right here, take about a year, okay? But we did this in just a few months, okay? So it was still a bear market though, okay? And a lot of people forget that this actually happened. And they're expecting some kind of move similar to this, but never, ever has there been two down moves of this size in this short amount of time. So we're going to have many, many years. Well, I shouldn't say that. Anything can happen in the market, but what's happened in the past, nothing like this has happened 2 times in a row. So if you're expecting some kind of huge down move, you know, more than just these little dips are normal. Little dip here, normal. This dip, totally normal. But a big dip like this is not going to happen anytime soon, okay? Because 2 big down moves like this do not happen this close together, okay? It takes many years. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head, okay? When everybody's talking about the world is about to end, a recession is coming, yada, 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 just remember that we already had this big down move here, so I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Could it happen in a couple years? For sure. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. And that's the other thing you got to remember is that everybody that's calling for a recession, they're acting like they know, and they don't know. That's just a fact. They don't know. When it happens, usually we're already like halfway in the middle of a recession before people even realize it. So people can't really predict it. Okay, there's very few people that can actually predict it. There's only, they made a movie about it, The Big Short. One guy and a couple of his buddies are the only people that really predicted that last recession coming up. Okay, so all these people on CNBC and all these other news outlets, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. I'll focus on some levels here. So, other thing, too, that I want to point out is that we had this sideways range right here just recently, and I'm going to zoom in a second, but I just kind of want to point this out. Sideways range, gapped out of it, okay, very bullish. Notice last time we had something like that was right here. We gapped out of it right here, and you can see a big move happened after that, okay. This was to the downside, just so happens that it was to the downside, and this is to the upside, okay. So same thing, you just flip the chart upside down and you got the same thing happening, okay. So that sideways trading, we have a lot of this is what's happening. The bulls are winning, the bears are winning, the bulls are winning, the bears are winning, and it's basically very indecisive, okay. Nobody's really winning. It's just kind of going back and forth, pinballing, okay. And something usually needs to happen, some kind of news event, something like that, to kind of catalyst out of that range, similarly to how we did over here. Investors were kind of waiting on, stuff to go on with China, and now we're seeing more positive headlines regarding China. It's looking like a deal might come some sooner rather than later, or that it's actually getting close to being done, whereas all this other time, it didn't really look like it was serious. And I think that's because China is actually feeling the weight of these tariffs. The tariffs just started here on September 1st, I believe. Yeah, September 1st is when they first started. Before that, it was basically all talk. Okay, we're all talk. And the only time it got real was last week when the tariffs actually started taking place. So I think that that's kind of a factor here. Again, I don't want to speculate. We're focusing here on price action, but I'm just kind of mentioning here that there's usually some kind of catalyst. We got that kind of catalyst to break us out of that range. And the other thing that happens too in this sideways trading is that you build up energy, okay? Because trends can't just blast off without having some kind of a break, okay? Notice how we had a break here, this big trend up here, we had a break here, and it braked for even longer here because we traded sideways. And when you trade sideways, you build up energy, okay? That's how you build up energy. Down moves in an uptrend are actually very good because they build up energy, okay? For example, over here when we had this massive, I'm going to expand the chart here. When you had this massive move up here with hardly any breaks, notice how it didn't really give you a chance to get out. There wasn't any kind of like sideways trading or support break. For example, we had that here where, we traded sideways a little bit right here, and then we headed lower. Okay, right here, we basically went straight up, and because it went straight up, it didn't have any kind of rest period or any kind of signal to help you get out, and then we just kind of crashed right there. Okay, so these periods of rest, here, or these down moves right here are actually very good for the market because they give them energy to move higher. And especially when you're trading sideways for a month. A month we traded sideways. Think about how much energy is built up, okay? We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, whatever the big whales were waiting for right here. Well, they got what they were looking for to be bullish, okay? And they're waiting, and they're going to be loading up, and they're going to be buying this breakout, and more than likely we're going to head to new all-time highs, okay? To many, many new all-time highs, all right? Unless this is just going to be some major chop zone, but who knows? So I'm going to kind of zoom in. All right, simple levels here. So on the SPX, we've got, we broke out of this range. This support is right around 2940. 2940 on the SPX, okay? You can see it was clearly resistance over and over and over again, that same level, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we came down here. If we do, don't panic. This is a great support buy zone, okay? Great support buy zone, all right? Then we have resistance up here. Oops, wrong tool. Here we go, right around 320, 3020, okay? 3020 is that level you want to look for first hitting. I imagine if we head into that level, we'll take some kind of a pause, just because the first time you hit a level, normally we take a pause. Similarly to, remember back here, these were the all-time highs. Back here was previous resistance. Notice how we came up to it, we reacted to it, traded sideways, even headed a little bit lower, and then we broke over it, okay? So once a lot of people get confused about kind of how resistance and support works, and I think that's because a lot of basic education that's out there about support and resistance, they think, oh, there's a resistance up there, it has to go up there and get rejected and it's going to come down. No, a lot of times it just comes up to the resistance and it pauses for a little bit, similarly to how we did over here, and then it just breaks over. It doesn't really get some kind of a big rejection. So with that said, shorting at a resistance level is really not going to be that profitable. Because first of all, you don't know if it's going to even take a pause. It could just break right through it like butter. Oftentimes that does happen. Or the downside move you're going to see after hitting that resistance is going to be negligible, just like this move. That really was a very small move. I'd rather catch a big move than this little small baby move right here. Okay, you're what is it? What is the term? You're putting pennies in front of a steamroller, something like that. And that's basically the idea, because the steamroller is this major bull uptrend, and you're trying to make pennies here. So focus on the bigger trends. Again, so that's the level. 3020 is going to be that level you want to look for. More than likely, we are going to break over this eventually, but I see us very likely taking some kind of a little mini pause like we did over here at that level, building up energy, and then breaking over eventually. Again, if we head lower, 2940, we could dip a little bit lower, fill this gap here, because right here we've got two gaps that are unfilled. There's a gap right here, this day right here. Remember, it closed here and then it gapped up, so we got this gap at 2940, and then we've got this gap down here, oops, right here at about 2910 from the close of this day, and it gapped up here, so there's still that gap at 2910. If we head lower, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of a flash down here, 2910. These areas here, 2940 to 2910, major buy zones, guys. So pay attention to these levels. Don't panic if the market starts to head lower, okay? We still broke out of this range. The market made up its mind, okay? Yeah, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Yes, we could come down here, break these lows, crash to new all-time lows, yada, yada, yada. The world could end and recession could come. But if you're playing the probabilities and the odds are, if we head lower, more than likely, high probability, high odds that we will get a bounce around this level, and that's what trading is about. It's not about being right every single time. It's about taking the high probability bets and placing your money accordingly. So I hope this video really helped you out. So what you're looking at right now is the real-time portfolio tracker that we use at thetradinganalyst.com to track all of our trades here that we alert to our paying clients that are members at our premium service. All of these entries right here that you see were alerted to members in real time via text message. All of these exits right here were alerted to members in real time via text message. And you can see here that these alerts are very profitable. You can see the average win is almost double the size of the average loser right here. And you can see that the total gains here, this isn't the total account value. These are actual profits here, tracking all of these trades here that we take and place here to our members in real time via text message. You can see the total gains here of the last 13 months, because that's when we started using this portfolio tracker. Of the last 13 months, $312,000. All right, guys? So, if you're struggling to make money in the market, or maybe you're going through a little bit of a losing streak, you're having a little bit of trouble navigating the market, don't worry, because this is your way out, okay? I'd love to help you, and I can start sending you these alerts as early as tomorrow. What you'll do is when you sign up and you join, you'll enter in your phone number, and you'll get automatically placed on our text list. You're also going to get access to our member videos, the educational videos, the watch list. The watch list is on a different section of this portfolio tracker. We're not just throwing you out these alerts with zero preparation or anything like that. You're prepared ahead of time. All of the trades here get put on the watch list ahead of time. Most of them get featured in a member video where I'm explaining the details of the trade before it actually happens. Okay, so there's a lot of learning by doing as well. So I'm teaching you my process, my thought process, and hopefully at the very least giving you a better understanding and giving you confidence in these actual alerts. And at the highest level here, you're also getting experience and education that's going to help you with your own trades. So it's a great opportunity. If you're looking to become consistently profitable, this is your chance to do it right now because these alerts are profitable. I'm going to send you these alerts, the entries and the exits, all in real time. You're going to know what to buy, when to buy it, because I'm telling you exactly when that's happening. So if you're looking to make consistent returns in the market, not just a good week here or a good month there or a good quarter, but I'm talking about year after year, you're going to make consistent gains with these options trades when you sign up and you join today, because I'll start sending you these alerts as soon as you join. So I look forward to helping you out. I hope that you make that decision for yourself, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. If you have any questions about that or anything else that I discussed in the video, please feel free to reach out to me. I love talking shop with new traders, experienced traders. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. I'll be more than happy to chat with you. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.